Angel, and today I want to play in Atari 50th anniversary celebration. That is basically pack of Atari's games that were released from early 70s to the middle of 80s, I think. I want to become a Let's Player, and also I want to increase my level of English speaking. So that's why I make these Let's Plays. This one is gonna be first. Let's start. Okay, I think I should check sound level. I think you can hear me quite well, but I'll make it a bit quieter. You know, why not? So, um, let's start from arcade origins. In the beginning, in a world where pinball was king, two engineers dreamed that coin-operated games played on computers could become the next big thing. Oh yeah, they definitely could. A company called Syzygy was where it all started. 1971, huh? That was kinda a long time ago. Like my parents weren't born back then. Computer Space. The first arcade game, Computer Space, was designed by Atari co-founders Steele Tapney and Nolan Bushnell and manufactured by Nutting Associates. It was based on the 1962 computer game Space War. Ooh, that one that was produced in MIT by... Oh damn, Steve Russell, yeah. Finding the first computer space. In the year 2000, former Atari employee Jerry Jessup saw a newspaper ad for a computer space machine. In a when set hot on a sunflower seed farm in California, he found the first computer space machine ever manufactured. Ooh, interesting. That's kind of crazy. Imagining the situation when I created something at the very beginning of my career, and in like million years somebody still owns it and and I have an opportunity to see it myself. That's crazy and cool at the same moment. So let's play the video. Why not?
Some reason I'm looking through the San Jose Mercury in the just
Let's
random
have
stuff
captions
section,
here
say,
too.
and I see world's first video game computer space. No price, just call.
I have actually played Computer Space a couple of times, and I think I'm not going to make Let's Play for this game because I genuinely don't want to configure my MAME for this. I already worked a lot to make my games work as they must, and I don't want to make any more. So let's just have some games at this wonderful Steam product and some games on MAME. I'm gonna make some Let's Plays on in the MAME emulator, multiple arcade machine emulator, yeah, and some in this Steam game, yeah. But I'm not going to find a way to play Computer Space. Please, chat, I don't want to. So let's continue.
I'm like, wow, I'm pretty interested in this. So I
Whoa.
called the guy. I said, so you got a computer space? Yeah. He goes, yeah. First game ever. Okay, great. What color is it? And he goes, well, what color do you want?
Ooh.
I'm like, wow, this is getting very interesting.
Yes, it
Who has a
is.
whole bunch of computer spaces, and who would know that they came in all these different colors? He goes, I got a yellow, a solid blue, metal flake blue, and metal flake
Imagine
red.
having this in your
And he does a whole
garage.
bunch of other games too. Okay, great. Want to come up and see them. These were in a Quonset hut on a sunflower seed farm off of Highway
Hey,
80
that's
in
a
Dixon,
quote from the
California,
description.
halfway between, the Bay Area and Sacramento.
Uh,
And these
I
things
don't live in
hadn't
the US. I don't really
been
get
moved
where
in,
these places are.
probably since
Ooh,
1975. And so I
that's crazy. Now we are living in the Big 26. These games are literally a half of a century. Oh my god. Well, that's the world we live in, huh? With big history and with the great beginning of the video games industry.
got in touch with Nolan and showed him the pictures and scratched his head, and then like a light bulb went off in his head. He goes, these were Ted Dabney's.
Wow.
These were Ted Dabney's units. This was his route. When he left, he took a
Get
route
founder,
he
huh?
had, and he goes, this yellow one's the first one. He goes, I know it. That yellow one is the very first one.
Oh my god.
I kept the first one, which is a beautiful yellow computer space, and I kept Pong number 46. And we got the rest of them running and working as good as we could. We got it all for $5,000. I don't regret the
$5,000.
purchase one bit. Not for a minute.
Look, I don't know if $5,000 was a big deal in the beginning of 2000s, but now I think that it is quite, low price for this type of product because it is quite legendary, and $5,000 are not really legendary for 2026. So let's move on. Atari Incorporated. On June 27, 1972, Dabney and Bushnell incorporated their company in the state of California. Where else they would? But the name Syzygy was already taken. Whoa, really? Instead, they chose Atari, a term from the Japanese game of Go. The company briefly continued doing business under the name Syzygy, however. Well, nobody knows Syzygy right now, and everybody knows Atari. Let's freaking go. Let's play a long video for minutes 10 seconds. Syzygy 1973. In rare footage from a 1973 documentary titled Games Computers Play, we hear from a young Nolan Bushnell inside the Syzygy offices. Let's check it.
Well, I'd say
Oh my
30 years.
god, that one is really, really old. Like, that's crazy, bro. It doesn't even have color. Whoa.
To pretty much the present. The arcades have been relegated to the back rooms and the side streets. And
He's talking about the period between 1945, 1975, and oh my god, back then he lived this amount of time, had been living this amount of time. I was born in, I guess, 55 years after after this interview was recorded. Time is a crazy thing.
generally been an unsavory type of place.
Heh.
What we want to do is bring the amusement game to age. If we can give it a new zip and a pizzazz, it's going to be financially successful, as well as, I think, a very serious part in the leisure time activity of the American people.
The marriage of traditional pinball machines and computer technology has resulted in the birth of a new breed of amusement games. And
New
Nolan
breed of
Bushnell is the
amusement
man
game,
handing
huh?
out the cigars. Bushnell has developed two such games, Computer Space and Pong.
Wow. We will definitely play Pong right now.
And believes that they and others like them will move the pinball industry out of America's bus stations and bowling alleys and into the space age. In 1971, Bushnell invented Computer Space, but
Yay.
sold production rights to Nutting Associates of Mountain View, California, for royalties based on the number of games sold.
Oh, that's why I think they don't really have Computer Space in the list of the games. They don't have copyright for them, for it.
It proved a good deal for both parties.
Ooh.
Sales already exceed 1,500 machines. Computer Space, like Pong, sells for around $1,000 and is played on the screen of a standard television set, which has been programmed to display the desired game. In Computer Space, the player controls a rocket ship, which is trying to shoot down enemy flying saucers while avoiding their missiles.
Actually, that is Space War, that was originally created in 1962, but was recreated for the arcades in 1971. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, wait. I just said a quite dumb thing. Um, Computer Space was a game where a player needs to deal with two UFOs. Yeah. Sorry. I made a mistake. One I was talking about is Galaxy game, I think. Well, let's just continue watching and forget about this situation. Yeah.
If the player scores more hits than the enemy saucers, he gets one free play. By the time Bushnell invented Pong in 1972, he was able to form his own company, Syzygy
Let's
Corporation in
friggin'
Santa Clara,
go.
California, to produce the game. He has
Syzygy,
already
huh?
sold over 1,000 machines.
I was always interested how to pronounce it. Syzygy.
California to produce the game. California Corporation to form his own company, Syzygy Corporation.
Syzygy Corporation. Okie dokie.
In Santa Clara, California, to produce the game. He has already sold over 1,000 machines and expects to sell 10,000 in the United States by the end of the year. Pong, as the name might indicate, is a game of video ping pong. The two players turn dials which control their electronic paddles and volley with an equally electronic ball.
Big gameplay of 1972, by the way.
The first player to score 15 points wins. While Bushnell did design and program both his games, the technology he uses dates back to the late 1950s. Thanks to research by the Defense Department in the wake of Sputnik, Bushnell is now able to act out his dream of a nation inhabited by thousands of Pong and computer space games.
The government spends millions of dollars on this technology, and as a result, now it's cheap enough that we can put it into a game and sell it for 25 cents for a few minutes and make $1 out of it.
Great business idea.
It's something that the research and development really was done many years ago, and now it's cheap enough that with PC boards and integrated circuits, we can use that technology to our advantage.
The basic electronic unit of Bushnell's games is the integrated circuit. Each of these small chips is capable of storing large amounts of information. The program for a game is determined by specific combinations of these units to form a PC, or printed circuit board. The printed circuit board then tells the TV screen what to do. A single printed circuit board is all that is required to operate Pong, whereas 15 years ago it would have...
TVs used to have these things that helps a person, a human, to bring it, to take it. I forgot the name of it, but it got me. That is crazy. I mean, modern TVs don't have it, and I don't think that's bad. There's just no need for this. But anyway, let's continue watching.
...have taken enough tubes and wiring to fill an average house. Bushnell first saw the commercial potential of video games in a game called Space War, which has been played at
That's
computer
true.
centers around the country for several years.
We used to play Space War a lot at the AI project at Stanford, which is a big computer complex. And one day it just hit, this is a lot of fun. You ought to be able to package
That's
it
how
and sell it
business
for a price.
works.
And, one thing leads to another, and pretty soon, from doodling on a scratch pad, you're actually working out some basic block diagrams, and from there you think, boy, it's going to work.
Okay. Notable and quotable. The genius of Atari was to create a fully formed commercial game that was designed for the masses and accessible to the masses. Agent Jarvis created of Defender. Look, sounds well. Designed for the masses, accessible to the masses. Just great. More than just a game company, it kickstarted Silicon... Whoa, it kickstarted Silicon Valley. A lot of what we think of in Sunnyvale is a result of Atari. I think that ethos of creativity and openness that wasn't common back in the 70s and the 80s, and yet Atari pioneered that. Wade Rosen, current CEO of Atari... Oh, is Atari still alive? Well, I guess it is if we have this game, but... Never mind. So, basically, we can say that if not Atari, we wouldn't have Apple, right? Huh? Or if not Atari, we would have absolutely different world of technology. That's crazy. Okay, let's continue. Boom, baby, let's finally start playing. Pong. While Pong wasn't the first arcade game, it was the first successful one, selling thousands more units than Computer Space and bringing in many more quarters. It's not exaggeration to say this simple tennis game launched an entire industry. The birth of Pong, 2 minutes. Al Alcorn, the creator of Pong, discusses the design process of this iconic game and how its signature sound effects came from a lack of resources. Let's watch it. Wow. That's big.
You know what the Atari motto is? Innovative leisure, right? Well, it didn't say innovative arcade games. It didn't say innovative video games. It said innovative leisure. It was broad from day one. I mean, Nolan always had a consumer game in his mind because that's what he hired me to do. And I wound up doing the wrong thing and making a hit coin-op game, right? When I was at Ampex, I learned how to make sync generators, synchronizing, the basic fundamental circuit necessary to get a TV signal, because we had to generate an analog signal. So you do that, and you get the ball at one speed, and you put paddles up, and it's a very, very boring game.
I hate physics, but thanks to it, such great things are produced. Such great people as oh my god, I forgot his name. I'll oh, such great people as this young man can create the future. Yeah. But I hope someday I will understand physics.
And so I added the speed up, and I added the angles off of that, just to make it playable, interesting. And so it started getting a little interesting. That's cute. And Nolan said, well, it's got to have score. We had a pretty good game, and hey, great. So what are you going to do for sound? I go, sound? I'm already over budget. What am I going to do? Nolan said, well, I want the sound of a roar of a crowd of thousands applauding your win. And
Row of thousand applauding your win. Interesting. In my humble opinion, it doesn't sound like that, but back in the 70s, I guess that was peak.
Ted said, I want boos and hisses. And I'm thinking, how do I do that? Listen, I got video. I got the goddamn game up. Now you wanted me to do this. I'll be right back. So I was pissed around for a day and poked around, sounds had already existed in the vertical sync generator.
Mm-hmm.
Gated them out with the 555 timer. I love it. Years later, the sound is so well thought out, so appropriate. It was like, are you kidding me? It was just, just thrown together in spite of what the boss said.
Ah,
So that was how Pong came to be.
that is actually sweet. Ooh, free images. Promotional flyers. Pong's original flyers still included the name Syzygy Engineering, but later materials accentuated the Atari name and Fuji logo. Let's see the newest two-player video scale game Pong from Atari Corporation Syzygy engineered, the team that pioneered video technology. Pong by Atari, a new product, a new concept, a new company. This is the product that revolutionized the amusement game industry. Well, it actually is. This is the company that conceptualized, designed, and introduced Pong. This is the company that is now integrating digital computers, video technology, and laser film techniques into a host of new game breakthroughs. Damn. Their advertisement managers were really well, actually. Okie dokie. I guess that one was at the back of the machine. Now, Pong doubles. With other companies quickly looking to capitalize on Pong's success with clone machines, Atari looked to improve upon the experience. Pong doubles let 4 players get in on the fun. In this promotional photo are Joe Keenan, third from left, Nolan Bushnell, fifth from left, and Al Alcorn. Al Alcorn. I need to memorize this name. Look at them. Such a smart, sweet people. Ooh, Poppy Pong. Since most coin-operated games were installed in bars and thus inaccessible to children, Atari developed Poppy Pong, a device meant to be installed in the waiting rooms of pediatric offices. The idea didn't catch on, and Poppy Pong only had a small production run. Well, that was a good start. Happy faces in your waiting room. I think. Yeah. Pong, the electronic video game everybody loves to play, is now available for waiting rooms in 2 exciting new designs. Now kids and adults too will want to be early for their appointments. Oh, look at them. Puppy Pong. Wow, too much text, but okay. Dr. Pong. Atari designs have also put the same enjoyable Pong video game into a beautiful simulated wood grain roof cabinet. Dr. Pong's simple lines and modern styling will fit the decor of a professional office. Okay, it actually looks decent. I like it. Back in the 70s, I guess that was really cool and beautiful. Well, not beautiful, but no, just fun when you're waiting for your doctor. Whoa. Atari, the innovative leisure company, introduced a revolution in games people play a few years back with Pong. Now over 50,000 video paddle games are entertaining youngsters and young at heart all over the world. And Atari's lineup has now expanded to 10 different and exciting games. Sorry. But Puppy Pong and Dr. Pong are the first such games styled to use in professional offices and waiting rooms. They're also the perfect addition to a family recreation room if you'd like to take one home. Okay, that is advertisement for, I guess, clinics and offices. Wow. It looks cool, even now. Now, chat, let's finally play Pong. Play game. I don't think. Oh, of course. Oh my god. I can I play against of a computer? Hold on. Screen mode original, full white original. Let's have original. Um. Oh, dang it. I can't play against of a computer. That sucks. But I understand it was actually a multiplayer game, kind of multiplayer game. So let's just try to work with two joysticks. Come on. Look, I'm not the best player, I guess. Yeah. Now we're... Oh, come on. Hold on. Yes. Look, I generally... I'm winning, kind of. But, quite, inaccurate. Careless, I would say. Damn it. That is exactly why I decided to call myself Matti Casual, because I'm not a pro gamer. Absolutely not a pro gamer. Well, let's become a pro from the very beginning of the industry. Okay. Come on. Yay. Dang it. Okay, now I feel kind of weird. Sorry again. Um, I'm playing this multiplayer game with myself, and it just feels wrong. Hold on. Yay. I almost won. Oh, come on. I thought I was in a flow state. I guess I'm definitely not in one. Let's go. Yay. Hey, I'm cooking, chat, I'm cooking. Dang it. Well, I guess we won, chat. We won. Let's play another round. I'll definitely become better at this. Like, I'm sure. Oh, dang it. Oh, come on, it wasn't even possible. And here we are. Game becomes hot, huh? Oh, come on. I misused my joysticks. It's kind of difficult to play for two players in one moment using one gamepad. That's not what I am used to. Not what I get used to. Oh, come on. Well, look, I think somehow my right hand works worse. That's weird. It doesn't look right, but that's just, well, the truth, you know? Come on. Okay, I guess this is just because at the very beginning I miss one ball that goes to the right, and after that I can deal it generally. Doesn't really matter which side, but this case it was the right side, and now it is left side. Yay. Come on. That's weird, chat. It. Okay, feeling like a loser now. Um, come on. Look, I just had to do this. Oh, really? Well, how about this? Come on, it wasn't even possible to catch it. Okay, I guess we worked with Pong. It is, well, quite fine. Appreciate, I forget his name. Again, I remember Alkern. Alkern. Let's remember it. So, the legend. No, let's continue to investigate the history of Atari. Arcade origins, huh? The legend of the broken Pong machine. One of the often told stories of the origin of the game industry is the tale of Alcorn being called by the manager of Andy Capp's the Sunnyvale bar where the first Pong prototype was on display to fix the broken machine. Alcorn and many other gaming industry legends recount the tale in this video feature. Okie dokie, let's watch it. The Legend of the Broken Pong.
So everybody's heard the Pong story. Probably everybody's heard the Pong story, but I've heard it many times, and from Alcorn himself, who designed Pong. So,
the story I've heard is that they installed one of the first Pong machines in a tavern and let people play it.
Well, where else?
Put it out into an arcade and see if it makes money. I mean, that's the market research.
My understanding was Ted built a cabinet, a tabletop, simple cabinet over the weekend, and a coin mech bolted to the side of the cabinet, tabletop type of big thing was sit on a barrel.
Placing a interactive video machine somewhere and having people play it was still a relatively new concept. Nobody knew if it was going to go.
Oh, what is the name of the bar in Palo Alto?
San Jose?
No, it was Andy Capp's.
It was Santa Clara?
Sunnyvale.
So we'll put it in Andy Capp's. You know, it's a coin-op game, be it fragile and humble, and so we did.
Well, my memory is that he gets a phone call, the game's busted, which of course is the usual thing you get on a support line. It doesn't work. What is it, and in what way does it not work? Well, it doesn't work.
The bar owner or manager at the time kind of yelled at them and like accused them of their game being shoddy because it had already broken down and it was no longer functioning or working.
And I get a call, you know, later on that night and like, hey, this thing broke, you know. come and pick
Who
up
could
this
have
piece of shit
thought?
game and get it out of here. You know, thing broke, and I'm not going to waste my time fixing this crap.
But anyway, the machine, we got the word that it stopped working, and I figured it could be anything, and I'd go out there and take a look at it. And so I went to the machine, and the first thing you do is you want to try to play the game, because the machine was on in a tracked mode, so it was working, but you couldn't start a game.
Yeah.
So you open up the coin box to basically flip the micro switch to give yourself a free game, because I'm not going to waste a quarter, you know.
And so they went down to see what's wrong with the machine to fix it, and what they found out was that it wasn't broken. It was just that so many people had played it.
Let's freaking go. Monies are being made.
So many people had played it that it couldn't accept any more money. The game is broken because it's stuffed so full of quarters.
Completely stuffed with quarters.
And it was a small, I remember it was kind of small, if I remember. It was a small space. It just filled up with the quarters and it wouldn't take it.
When I opened up the coin mech, you know, all these quarters just gushed out. So, whoa, that's impressive.
It's the equivalent of like crashing a server. You launch a new website and it's so popular. So they crashed the server on Pong.
And one of the other reasons it was also so popular is because you could play it with one hand while you're still holding a pint in your other hand. And that also was one of those things that
quite good for bears, huh?
Eventually, many years later, led to the rise of the fun barcades that we have, you know, and we can enjoy now.
as Al will always say with a little, twinkle in his eye, he goes, "This is a problem I can fix."
Basically, the way it worked was you take the money, the deal you have, and you split the take with the owner of the bar. And so I did that, and I had this sack of quarters, and the next day I come into work, and I said, I got the machine fixed, and here's the problem. Goddamn thing's making too much money. And really?
But it was one of those great moments where something that supposedly was failing was actually such a huge success.
Let's go.
It was truly the ugly duckling version of technology.
But still a technology.
Nolan thought, he was like, this is just a placeholder until we get to design the really good game, because who's going to play this stupid shit-ass game?
Come
They went
on.
on to produce all of these classic, memorable arcade titles for years that allowed the company to survive and be so much more than a one-hit wonder. So that's my understanding of the history of Pong.
It's a great story if it's true.
Hmm.
When a story is good, you know there's some doubt about it. Like, oh, that's too good to be really true. It's probably a boring version of it that's actually true.
It sounds realistic to me. You know, I mean, I've kind of seen that happen in my own. And when you do get a really great game, the coins will just overflow, and it's kind of a.
Now I want to have my own arcade.
Anyway,
In my own bar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Space Race. We unfortunately cannot play it too. Huh. For Atari's second game, it went back to the space genre. Space Race challenged two players to get their spaceship to the top of the screen first, while dodging an asteroid field. Although space games would eventually be some of the top earners at the arcade, Space Race was not a success. Gotcha. Atari's fourth game was a simple maze game, in which one player attempted to catch the other. What made Gotcha controversial were the pink domes covering the joysticks, which were meant to resemble breasts. Oh, come on! The game's risk flyer extended the metaphor. Ultimately, the domes were removed from the machines because of cost concerns. Okay, what we have here? Lots of text and great photo. Okie dokie. Touch me. YouTube, sorry for misunderstanding. That is the description of a particular game, okay? I'm not calling for, inappropriate behavior here. Okay, Touch Me. An Atari coin operating machine called Touch Me wasn't a video game, but an electronic device that challenged a player to repeat an ever-lengthening pattern of button presses. Ralph Baer, the inventor of home gaming consoles, saw a Touch Me machine and was inspired to improve on it to create the iconic handle game Simon. Two images, huh? Great art and lots of text. Okie dokie. Touch Me, a mind boggler. Look, I guess I wouldn't be able to play at least two of these games because they are required two people. I'm the one person, that would look as weird as my Pong Let's Play looked like. So let's just move on here. Key games. While Atari was quite successful in 1973, it felt it was being held back by the fact that coin-operated machine distributors wanted exclusive agreements. So it created a competitor called Key Games, a separate company headed up by Joe Keenan that would sell similar machines to other distributors. Such a business catch-up. Key's game Elimination was released by Atari as Quadrupong, for example. Okay. Tank, and other projects. Interesting for it's quite interesting if they are for one player or for two players. Let's check. This military combat game, Tank, was the only title produced by Key Games that wasn't a clone of an Atari product. Shortly after its release, Atari formally acquired Key, bringing an and to the fiction that they were competitive rivals. However, the Key Games division continued operation under its own name until 1978. Let's see a picture. New from Key Games: tank. Realistic tank controls. Cannon fires, shells explode. Your own tank command. And not so much text, actually. You feel good as your tank rolls along the road. Suddenly, the crunching, clanging sound of another tank tread is heard. A shell bursts near your tank. You swing toward the enemy and fire. Missed. You reload and take evasive action. The enemy tank gets closer, trying for a better shot. It fires just to the right. You break, swinging fire point blank. Your shell whirs, and then the ground shakes as it explodes. The enemy tank lies still. You won. This time. Realistic tank sounds rumbling as they move, the clanking of threads, a small burst as the cannons fire, a big burst as the real tank explodes. True to life tank controls too. Tank. You've never had it so real, bro. 1970, what was the year? 1974, bro. I like modern games are not advertised so realistic as this one from 1972. And, they were quite self-confident. That is good. That is good. Wow, we can play quadratic, quadra-tank. The first new entry in the tank series since 1978, Quadra-tank, is a four-player. Come on, where would I get four-player? Twist on the classic tank combat gameplay. Developed in 2022. Oh, that is actually a new one. Developed in 2022 by Digital Eclipse, it combines features from all the tank games, even letting you play on ice. Look, I think they could add an opportunity to play, when you're alone. Let's check it. Oh my god, press to join. Okay, 1 humans and 3 AI tanks, yeah. View single screen, Terraria normal, let's leave it normal. Teams no, I'm not sure what it makes, but let's leave it as no. Weapons default, let's leave it as default, I want to have some classic gameplay. Time 5 minutes, infinite, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Let's leave it on 5 minutes. Score 5 points, 10 points, 25 points. I want more score. Except get ready. Where am I here?
Range.
Hold on.
Laser. Range.
Look, I don't get on the
Shot.
controlling. I don't understand how to. Oh wait, now I understand.
Speed.
Dang it.
Laser. Range. Speed. Range. Range. Range.
Oh my god, what's going on here?
Range. Shot. Range.
Look, it's really difficult to control the tank.
Bounce shot. Speed. Speed. Laser. Shot. Rocket.
We've got rocket.
Shot.
Okay.
Laser shot. Speed. Speed.
Look, chat, I generally don't understand how to like play the game. And I don't want to finding it out. I'm just not interested at this. Let's just imagine that, I have played this game. It was quite middle for me, quite average. So yes, I am sure I want to quit. How much am I recording? 45 minutes. Let's end it in an hour. But hold on a second. Yeah, let's continue. So, I've already read this, and I tried to play it Quadratang, but I'm too casual player for this. Basically, let's move on. From transistors to CPUs. Early arcade games like Tang and Pong weren't software programs. Instead, they were built purely out of custom computer hardware mounted on massive motherboards. The 1975 release of the incredibly affordable MOS 6502 processor meant that Atari and others could now program their games in software. That was kind of a big deal, it sounds like it. Home Pong, yay. Although the Magnavox Odyssey, designed by Ralph Baer, had already come out in 1972, the home video game craze truly kicked off with the widely successful Home Pong, first released, as shown here, by the retailer Sears as Telegames Pong for the 1975 Christmas season. Let's zoom. Telegames Pong. Looks quite decent for the time. So, Atari Pinball. Atari launched a pinball division in 1975 with the aim of innovating on the still popular game. Atari built more expensive machines with advanced computer hardware and larger playfields, but the new technology wasn't reliable. Atari quickly left the pinball business, but not before producing some interesting tables. Atari's pinball problem. Engine Jarvis, who would go on to create video game hits like Defender, joined Atari in 1977 to program the processors that controlled its new pinball games. What he found was a company that, in his view, was making all the wrong decisions about pinball's design. Let's watch the video.
I mean, Atari really, why were they in the pinball business? You know, here they had this.
We don't know, bro, and we are here to hear your explanation.
Tiger by the tail of video games, you know, just this supernova of creativity and possibilities, and you know, they were nailing it left and right, creating new genres every other week. Why would you mess around with pinball? You could tell our games were just not working, you know, due to reliability, poor engineering, you know, thermal issues, issues of the games just falling apart, poor hardware design. You know, it just, I could see the writing was on the wall that we were going to go down. I mean, the
come on.
division was just a massive disaster. It was, you know, it was.
Okay, I guess everything was really, really bad.
It's kind of the, you know, kind of the hubris of, you know, I guess Silicon Valley. Even in that era, you know, was like, oh, these morons in Chicago, they make these crappy old games, you know, like, you know, we're going to redesign everything. We're going to put the display down in the bottom. We're going to, you know, put the boards, you know, underneath the play field so all the crap falls in and shorts out the things. And
Let's
it
freaking
was
go.
Really a horrific design, and they caught on fire. And, the solenoids, they used this thing called rotary solenoids, which burned up and the screws fell out. And, you know, it was kind of a, you know, just a complete disaster as far as like design and also testing. And so there was a lot of games that caught on fire in the early days. So, but they made a lot of money when they were working. You know, I know the programming was awesome because I did it. You know.
Of course, it was awesome because you did it. Okay. Whoa, there are lots of these machines. So the Atarians. Atari entered the pinball market in 1977 with the Atarians, which featured a wide-body playfield that was 27 inches wide, compared to a standard machine's approximate 20-inch width. It was also an early example of a pinball game controlled by a computer processor versus simply being built out of electromechanical parts. Let's have some pictures. Ooh. Look, I have never touched a real pinball machine. I remember playing some pinball game on my dad's Windows XP laptop, but it was like a million years ago, so let's just read this and move on. Time 2000. The first pinball machine for which Jarvis did the programming was Time 2000. Like the Atarians, it featured a wide-body playfield for more scoring opportunities and more ball action. In keeping with the time theme, it featured 2 clocks in the playfield that advanced bonus counters. Designed by Marty Rosenthal. Okay, a new pinball. Okay, it looks quite vintage, but decent and at the same moment. Airborne Avenger, the first pinball game designed by Steve Ritchie, who went on to create famed machines like Black Knight and High Speed, and who still designs pinballs to this day, programmed by Eugene Jarvis. Hmm. 1 to 4 players, exclusive wider playfield means more play action. Okie dokie, we have read this. Well, I don't understand anything at pinball machines, so let's just say it looks decent. Hercules, at 7 feet tall, whoa, 8 feet deep, and over 3 feet wide. Atari's Hercules is the biggest commercial pinball machine ever manufactured. Instead of standard silver pinballs, it used pool cue balls. Ultimately, once players got past the novelty factor, Hercules wasn't much fun. It was the last pinball machine Atari ever produced. Oh, let's see a picture. It doesn't look so big on the picture actually, but I guess it was big for the time. Breakout. I like this game. I really like this game actually. So we've got 7 minutes more. I'm not saying that I have some limit on playing time, but that's my personal limit for today. Yeah. So, Breakout, famously designed by Apple founders Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, Breakout was essentially a single-player Pong in which the player had to look. Single-player Pong is exactly what I need, to be honest, because I don't have second player chat. Like, don't ask why, but I just don't have one. So, let's play it. I can't wait to play it. Yeah. A single player Pong in which the player had to continually deflect a bouncing ball back up to the top of the screen to brick rows of bricks. Quite decent. It was a smashing success, including in Japan, where it inspired the later creation of Space Invaders by Taito. Let's freaking go. I have Space Invaders on my MAME actually. So let's zoom. Looks big. Promotional flyer. The Atari logo on the Breakout flyer includes the company's original tagline, Innovate Laser. Breakout. This text is actually difficult to read. 19-inch monitor. 1 or 2 players, standard 3 balls. Okay. Quite cool game, we got you. Now Breakout. Ooh, new from 2022 from Digital Eclipse. This modern update to Breakout features an exciting new graphical style as well as a competitive two-player mode, Battle Breakout. Let's try to work with the original Breakout at first, and I guess tomorrow we will work with Now Breakout. Why not? Play game. So, player 1 insert coin, left button, player 2 insert coin. Come on, let's play as one player. Look, something is definitely wrong with trying to play with joysticks. Like, I don't know why, but it feels so difficult. Ah, stupid pay to win. Let's go. I mean, you know, theoretically, having joysticks instead of buttons is even better because there is more control. Like I can move so slowly and I can move really fast. But I cannot control such big power, unfortunately. Oh, come on. Okay, the one was good. Yeah. I start getting it. Oh, come on, that one is too fast. Yay. Yeah. I'm cooking, chat. I'm cooking. Oh, come on. Hey, that's it. Whoa. Hold on. Yay. So, Whoa. Oh, why did I move right? I don't know. I guess nobody knows if I don't. Oh, come on. Okay, I see. Oh, I get used to MAME controls. So, share button on my DualShock controller added a coin to a MAME machine. But here on Atari 50, the anniversary, what was the name? Celebration. It actually opens settings. For some reason, I sometimes misuse buttons. Okay, let's start. Let's try it again. Okay. You can see me becoming a plop player. What? Pro player. Yeah. Good. Oh, come on. Well, that was actually close, I think. Uh-huh. Again. Come on. Uh-huh. I need to learn predicting the trajectory of the flying. Oh, damn, I forgot the words. But it got me, I think. Come on. Okay, let's go again. Yeah. Dang it. I guess you'll see lots of such me being a dummy moments during my Let's Plays, but you know, I have my path. I want to, um, you know, meet with the history of video games. My goal is not becoming a pro player generally, you know what I mean, right? I just trying to, I don't know, look a bit better because it's kinda sucks to suck at games so much, like so hard. Okay. Oh, come on. Well, chat, I guess that's quite enough. Thank you for watching me. It was really pleasant to play. I think I will return to this channel with a new video and with another game tomorrow. But that's it for today. Today we have explored 22% of arcade origins. That is quite big. That is quite big, actually. I think we'll soon work with Space Invaders, not just in this great arcade. Oh, wait, there is no Space Invaders at this game, but there is Space Invaders on my main, so you'll get a Let's Play and I will show you my great main configuration. It was really difficult to make everything look so great on MAME. It's kind of tricky, you know, with this unofficial ROMs, unofficial artworks. That's crazy, but it looks decent now, and I will show you it. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure of this, but you'll see and you'll be surprised. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please press the like buttons. So yeah, see you tomorrow, I hope. Bye bye. Oh, dang it. Yeah, bye bye.